Take a look at these medical marijuana numbers. 22,000 of these that the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority has to either approve or deny. Live in studio this morning to discuss these numbers and the removal of the list of growers and processors is the OMMA spokeswoman manager, Melissa Miller. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, back into the swing of things, so we appreciate your time. Let's talk about these numbers. Are they what you were expecting to see 3 months in, or?
Yeah, they're within range with what we've expected. So we have over 22,000 applications now, 3 months in. Based on our research, based on other states' experiences, we expected between 40 and 80,000. So right now we're between 7 and 8,000 a month. We did expect that we would have more applications at the beginning of the program. So it may start to slow down a little bit, but it is within range with what we expected.
People looking forward to that opening day when the floodgates probably open for you guys. How many have been approved at this time?
So about 17,000 have been approved.
Okay. When it comes to a denial of an application, or a rejection, I should say, what would be something that would get somebody denied one of those medical marijuana licenses?
So a denial is a little bit different from rejection. So we do have a number of rejections with applications. That simply means there's an issue with the application. It could be you're missing a document, or your picture for your ID card isn't quite right. In that case, you just get an email saying you need to fix that issue. You can go back into your application, edit your application, fix it, resubmit. You don't have to pay again, and then we will look at it again and re-review your application. Denial is pretty rare. That just means that you don't actually meet the qualifications for a license. So for instance, if it's a business, a dispensary for instance, if we see that they are within 1,000 feet of a school, there could be denial, but those are pretty rare.
And if somebody who does have a denial or a rejection, if they went to reapply again or fix the application, are they then put at the bottom of the list with the other 22,000, or how does that work?
They do go back into the queue, but they still have 14 days. We have 14 days, whether it's a resubmittal or an initial submission. We do respond within 14 calendar days, and we try to process those just as quickly as possible.
And here we are, 3 months after applications could be submitted, and people can legally buy the plants or the seeds, but a lot of the shops that we talked to said we couldn't start growing beforehand, so we don't have supply yet. What are you hearing from the sellers, and then also are people having a hard time buying right now in Oklahoma?
So I haven't heard a whole lot from patients having issues with getting products. So I think a lot of people have expected, it does take time to grow plants. So it may be a little while before dispensaries open in full. There are also a lot of operational considerations, just with any other business. You have to get up and running, find your space, and get going. Getting licensed is one of the first steps for many businesses, so it may be a little while before they're fully operational, but there are some that are open right now.
For people who are just now tuning in and need a reminder, what is the cost and what is the process of signing up for a license?
So if you're a patient, it's pretty simple. So you go online, all of our applications are taken through an online system. You have to provide proof of identity, proof of residency. That's most often a driver's license or an Oklahoma identification card. You need to provide a photo of yourself. That's what actually goes on your medical marijuana license. And then you need to go to a doctor and have that doctor fill out that recommendation form and submit that with your application. You submit those materials, we review it, and we give you a response within 14 days. If you're a business applying, it's pretty much the same process. Again, they're all online, just some different information we need to look at, criminal history of owners, and things like that.
Okay, copy that. Thank you for clarifying. And it has been interesting to watch, I will say, across the city, across the state after this passing, a CBD shop on a lot of corners. You drive down Britton and Broadway here, there are billboards lining the interstate about this. Why do you think this has been so popular, and did you expect it to be this way?
Well, again, we did talk to many other states, and so we did expect that there would be demand for the program, for the licenses. What I hear, I work with a call center. We have a call center that we take calls for people who are wanting to apply. There are a lot of people who say they want it for pain. They've been in pain, they've been taking other things that they haven't been as happy with, and that's why they're wanting to get a medical marijuana license.
And as time progresses, you think we only see more and more of these shops popping up? Is there a limit on competition that can be here? How does that work?
So we're a little bit different than some other states. Some other states will have caps on how many businesses, dispensaries, growers, and they'll have in the state. We do not have that. So we have over 2,300 applications now for businesses, over 2,000 who have been licensed. We think that will continue at a steady rate. It may again slow down a little bit. We do anticipate that demand would be front-loaded a little bit there. But we do think that they'll continue to get those applications and improve those licenses.
I would like to break this up into two different segments. I want to talk about the removal of the growers and the processes in the next one. Last question here to you in this one. Do you expect this to turn into recreational marijuana at some point down the line?
I can't speak to that. You know, we're medical marijuana. That's what we're focused on at OMMA. I can't speak to anything on recreational.